for those of you who are unaware, there is an animated series going on right now. It's called X-Men 97. And this show is based upon the classic X-Men animated series. And it's actually a continuation of that series. It came out with a banger. The show was incredible with its first 2 episodes, third episode being amazing. And while some may have called episode 4 boring, they fixed that, and by they I mean Marvel and Disney. They fixed that very, very quickly with X-Men episode number 5. It was intense, it was layered, it was polarizing, and I, for one, am still recovering. It was dope. At the time, after watching, I would say, I guess posted a thread to my Threads account at Do You Speak Geek, where I said, admittedly, I didn't really care about Bo DeMayo being fired from X-Men 97 just days before it was released because my expectations for the show weren't the highest. But now, dear Marvel Disney, whatever bro did, I'm going to need y'all to get over that shit. Hashtag X-Men 97. Now, while I don't literally mean whatever, because for one, I'm not a piece of shit human being. It's tongue in cheek, y'all. I mean, if he murdered people, no, it's not whatever he did. If he molested children and babies, no, it's not whatever he did. If he set fire to a church, no, it's not whatever he did. However, the allegations of what he did was that he had an OnlyFans page on the side. If that's it, then why was he fired from being the head writer and showrunner of X-97? Now, let's just look at this for one thing. X-97 is an animated cartoon. Now, typically cartoons are catered to children, so children have no place in OnlyFans. Not to mention his OnlyFans page was not being promoted in conjunction with X-97. But let's just be real. X-97 is not for kids. It's not catered to kids. It's catered to the kids who grew up in the 90s who now appreciate this show for what it is. But even to us, his OnlyFans page was not marketed for us. Now, if we just happen to find out about it, that's one thing altogether. But at the same time, how does his content on the side affect his work with this show? To me, it didn't. Now, I'm all for people paying for what they've done in their life, but I don't think this is too much for him to be fired from the show. But that's just me. Y'all feel how y'all want to feel about it. Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is Do You Speak Geek?
DYSG, keep it real, that's key. We the best OGs, dope topics, come see. DYSG, keep it real, that's key. We the best OGs, dope topics, come see. I got a question, do you speak geek? New episodes on the podcast dropping each week. Get hip to the game, I'm giving y'all a sneak peek. Flavor for your ears, bars flowing on unique beats. Blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks. The Source Wall Wednesday dropping comics you should cop. I think you'd ought to peep. Don't sleep on Dono and Nix. They preaching the gospel, real ish, ill like mono, they sick. Thumb life if you're into games with combos and kicks. This podcast is a gift, it's as real as it gets. Blurs taking over, with clever marketing we gain exposure. Feeding the community magic, your boy's a nerd promoter. The dialogue is Jimmy Crackcorn, we aiming for gold. The truth was told, I can't speak for other platforms. Sharp as cats out like knives, claws, and tack thorns. We blacking out, going crazy like a black storm. DYSG, don't forget to follow back. Hosting on the airwaves, always keeping it a stack. Flowers to my haters, psych, I ain't giving y'all jack. Number 1 on the charts, give your boy a gold plaque.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Nick's back again. This is episode 166. First and foremost,
shout out to my blurs. They represent the realness.
And shout out to everybody who has been rocking with your boy thus far. But if you are new here, welcome to Do You Speak Geek? This is the podcast. We bring you all the latest and greatest inside the geek realm. Shout out to Spreaker. That's the home team. But wherever you get your podcasts, please be sure to subscribe and follow Do You Speak Geek. Coming soon, dysgmedia.com, the central place for everything, y'all. DYSG, CCW Podcast, Love Blurs, the blog, the merch. So much is coming. So much is coming. So please be patient with me, y'all. I promise. It's going to be dope once it gets up, but I need your time. Just give me a little bit, but it's coming. dysgmedia.com. In the meantime, follow us on social media, Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at DYSG_tweets, and Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Do You Speak Geek. The YouTube channel, the only place for the Dono and Daddy show, and now DYSG Live. Man, if y'all missed DYSG Live last weekend, you missed a hell of a show. Gary Anthony Williams came through there and slayed. My face is still hurting. So when you get there, please subscribe, like the videos, Hulk, smash that bell for all notifications, and leave comments. We want to know what you guys think. Please hit up TacoNoir.com. TacoNoir.com. Please hit them up. Your surprise blurred box, promo code DYSG. Get yourself a little something off. Hit up Taco Noir. Promise you won't be disappointed. And please subscribe to Blurred Station, blurredstation.com, y'all. Blurredstation.com. We are bringing that Black Hollywood. I promise we are. We're going to do it, but only with your support. So we need you to subscribe, okay? Blurredstation.com. Check it out. You're going to love what you see. Trust me, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. All right, we got a pretty jam-packed show for y'all this week. I would have to say it's all because of CinemaCon and probably a little bit of wrestling news too. But let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Do what we do about this time. Y'all already know what it is. Let's speak geek.
And tell him to suit up.
Woohoo! Let's go!
It's your boy Nick. Do You Speak Geek? We live.
Oh, nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
I am here!
Acknowledge me!
Well, what if the Hulk picked up Thor while Thor is holding the hammer?
This is the way.
Welcome to my nightmare.
It has begun!
Okay, let's hop into these reviews right now at rapid fire. Children of the Sun. This slick and shrewd supernatural sniping game is packed with satisfying spatial problems to solve and shoot, but it's not significantly satisfying around after the first round. Check it out. You guys are gonna like it. Trust me. Kaiju number 8, the premiere. Intense action, invigorating humor, and endearing protagonist leave a strong first impression of what promises to be a weekly must-watch anime series. Please check this one out, y'all. It's gonna be dope. Parasite the Gray is a strong live-action portrayal of the manga's iconic creatures, but the characters for its original storyline leave something to be desired. It's on Netflix. Go ahead and peep it. And finally, last but not least, Fallout Season 1. A bright and funny apocalypse filled with dark punchlines and bursts of ultra-violence. Fallout is among the best video game adaptations ever made. Yo, between this and Twisted Metal, it's fire. It's stupid fire. Y'all check this one out. Let's go ahead and get into my favorite portion of the show. Y'all know the vibes. Source Wall.
The Source Wall Wednesday.
You're gonna do superhero landing. Wait for it.
I started out, I wanted to write comic books when I was younger.
To make the comic book world as diverse as the real world.
There is nothing better than a comic book.
Have y'all read this? Have y'all read this?
They probably haven't, King. Let's go ahead and get into it anyway. The pull list this week, we have Fall of the House of X number 4. They say a wounded animal can be the most dangerous kind of animal to face. As the fight between the mutants and Osiris reaches a deadly pitch, a startling revelation rocks the X-Men to their core. The two series that are one come together in one horrible portrayal as the Krakoan age nears its conclusion. Damn, I'm gonna miss this. Spectacular Spider-Man number 2. Surprisingly, anyone who knows Peter Parker, but probably not those who know Miles Morales, the Spider-Men have been keeping up their weekly meeting at the Coffee Bean. Sadly, that hasn't given them any insight into the machinations of the Jackal. And what do all these mysterious interludes add up to? This has actually been a pretty fun book. I like this one. Check it out. Moon Man number 2. As Ramon tests the limits of his new abilities, the astronauts return to Janus for more assessments, and the world begins to react to the news of a real-life superhero. Yo, shout out to Cuddy, man. This book has been fire. I can't wait to get number 2. Blow Away number 1. Unyielding wildlife photographer Brian Bertog, isolated in the remote cold of Baffin Island, sees something she can't unsee. An argument followed by an outburst of intense violence between 2 nearby climbers. Did she just witness a murder? In a frantic search for the truth, Brian discovers what she just as might be looking for, but little does she know that more than the silent white of winter is keeping her company. Hit writer Zach Thompson and star artist Nicola Izzo team up for this neo-noir crime thriller with murder and paranoia in the tradition of Fargo and Rear Window. That sounds crazy. That's gonna be crazy. Oh man. And finally, hitting the shelves from that Concrete Comics fam, Zuriel number 1. After a long hiatus, Zuriel returns to the streets. While on the hunt for a missing person, she uncovers something truly disturbing. Has her absence led to an overflow of supernatural activity? Can she restore order, or is it already too late? Yo, y'all go get that one. Go get all these this week at your local comic book store. All right, let's watch this.
Watch this.
You have failed this city.
I did not try to kill you.
Ball-headed demon.
Chai means D, bro. You're saying DD.
You say I'm arrogant, I say damn right.
You've got me. Who's got you?
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
All right, y'all, let's get into it. New heroes. New heroes? So Tim Kring is seeking a second revival of his hit 2006 superhero series called Heroes Eclipse, which is currently being pitched to potential buyers according to Deadline. Heroes Eclipse will reportedly be set years after the events of the original series and feature new heroes plus new and familiar villains. No casting information has been discussed. The outline of the series sounds similar to Kring's previous Heroes follow-up, the 2015 limited series Heroes Reborn. It too was set years after the events of the original series and introduced a new set of characters. Listen, Tim, I love you, man. I'm not sure this is a good idea, bro. I'm really not sure. I know you're trying to catch lightning in the bottle again, because everybody knows season 1 of Heroes was insanely good. Season 2 was decent, and then of course we won't talk about later seasons, and I'm trying to forget Reborn, but I don't think you should do it, man. I think like everything ain't meant to have longevity, you know what I'm saying? Some things are just Napster, you know what I'm saying? They were here to go out in a blaze of glory, man. I'm just saying. Maybe not a good idea, maybe not. Okay, CinemaCon was this weekend. Let's go over some of the big reveals during CinemaCon. So, following a tease during the ending of Transformers Rise of the Beast, Paramount has officially confirmed at CinemaCon that a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover movie will be released in theaters in 2025 or 26. Okay, that's a broad window. While we didn't learn anything about the movie, it was confirmed that Steven Spielberg will be an executive producer on the project, and Lorenzo di Bonaventura, Mark Variandi, and Michael Bay, Tom DeSanto, and Don Murphy will also serve as producers. Okay, all right, so it's confirmed. We're going to get it. We don't know when we're going to get it, but we're going to get it. Universal Pictures also confirmed that we're going to get a Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2 in the fall of 2025. The news was shared by Jim Orr, Universal Pictures president of domestic theatrical distribution. And while no other details were revealed about the much anticipated sequel, it does mark the first official announcement that it's on the way. It should come as no surprise, however, that the first one was Blumhouse Productions' most successful movie ever. On a reported budget of around $20 million, it brought in $78 million and went globally at $291.4 million. So hey, those are some pretty good numbers. Why not get a part 2, right? So attendees at the Paramount CinemaCon panel were also treated to a glimpse of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and it included our first look at Shadow and a down-on-his-luck Dr. Robotnik. While it was exciting to see Shadow in action, we still have yet to find out who is playing the fearsome hedgehog, rather who's voicing it. What we do know is that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is still on track for December 20th of 2024, and we will see the additions of Christian Ritter, Ayala Brown, James Walk, Sofia Pinares, Cristil Fernandez, and drummer Tacone. It's also surprising to see that, my man Jim Carrey came back. He said he was going to retire after part 2, so I guess he wants to see things to the end. He's a bit of a completionist. I like that. Paramount also took a first look at Transformers 1, the first animation Transformers movie in 40 years. Wow. Introducing by a pre-recording greeting from Scarlett Johansson and then in person on stage, Chris Hemsworth and Brian Tyree Henry. Attending exhibitors and press were exclusively shown the trailer, an extended 3D by Josh Cooley directed film. The trailer was going to come out sometime on the 18th. According to an official log line, Transformers 1 tells the long-awaited origin story of how the most iconic characters in Transformers universe, Orion Pax and D16, went from brothers in arms to become sworn enemies, Optimus Prime and Megatron. Hemsworth voices Orion Pax, Henry is D16, Johansson is Elita 1, Keegan-Michael Key voices a prototype Bumblebee, then known as B-127. The voice cast also includes Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Fishburne, and John Hamm. Yo, this one gonna be crazy. I can't wait to watch this one. That's gonna be dope, y'all. They go voice talent, and the fact that everyone has the whole good guy and bad guy being friends thing. I mean, work for Smallville. I mean, yeah, why can't I work for Transformers? This shit's gonna be dope. I can't wait. Now we have Marvel taking the stage. Kevin Feige helped introduce 9 minutes of footage from Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, before the footage was shown, Feige dropped F-bomb after F-bomb, as he's allowed to say them now because the movie is rated R. Okay, all right, I guess he got that off his chest. As for the footage, it all kicked off with Ryan Reynolds' Wade Wilson no longer as a superhero, but as a used car salesman. While he may not be a superhero at the moment, he is still very inappropriate, and on a test drive with a family says, "Not that I didn't want to have kids, I just didn't have a lot of vaginal sex."
Oh my.
Hey, yo. Okay. Right, we gonna move on from that one. Captain America Brave New World footage has revealed at CinemaCon. Perhaps most excitingly, it features Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross asking Anthony Mackie's Captain America to rebuild the Avengers. You were also shown President Ross speaking with his staff while having a lollipop because he can't smoke cigars anymore. He then reveals his new look because he had to lose the mustache into the election. The footage cuts to Isaiah Bradley and another agent being, quote, activated by some high-pitched noise, and they start attacking our heroes. Chaos ensues, and President Ross even throws a big punch. As Sam notes, the inner circle has been compromised. Alrighty. Okay. That was CinemaCon. Wish I had been there, but, hey, We gonna get there one day, right? D-YSG, with y'all help, we gonna get there one day. We gonna get there. In the meantime, let's check out some more news here. So there's a report here from Hollywood Reporter. Tyler Burton Smith, who has worked on Boy Kills World and Child's Play, among other projects, is now working on a script for a live adaptation of The Last Ronin, the grim and gritty, distant finale of the original IDW comic. Former DC Studios head writer Walter Hamada is reporting the project will be in his production company, 18 Hertz. It's intended to be R-rated, suggesting that it'll be a far cry and it'll be the most violent Turtles movie to date. The Last Ronin was a big success for Turtles, earning the story a sequel featuring a new generation of Turtles. A Last Ronin video game is in development elsewhere. Teenage Mutant Turtles continues to enjoy remarkable success as a multi-generational property, with Mutant Mayhem being hailed as one of the best animated movies of 2023. Now, here's my only thing about this. Like, I love Turtles, of course. I've grown up on them my whole life. I've been a big fan of Turtles. I even really love Last Ronin. I love it. But when you look at stories like Last Ronin, when you look at stories like Flashpoint for Flash, when you look at stories like Dark Phoenix of X-Men, they tend to become the only story that Hollywood tells for a long time. The Turtles have other great stories. I just don't want this Last Ronin story to be the only thing that anyone knows about Turtles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either origin or this. You know what I'm saying? Like don't get me wrong. I'm going to see it. I'm going to play the game that comes out as well too. But I just don't want this to be the only thing that Turtles are known for. You know, there's other great things. But am I excited for it? Abso-fucking-lutely. I can't wait for it. And finally, we have the trailer for the Joker sequel. The first trailer for Joker Foil Ado is here, featuring the return of Joaquin Phoenix's Arthur Fleck and introducing Lady Gaga's version of Harley Quinn. The highly anticipated trailer dropped this past Tuesday after Warner Brothers CinemaCon presentation in Vegas. It's a decent look at the film, giving us a first portrayal of what it may tackle. Warner Brothers and Phillips have largely kept plot details under wraps, but we can glean on some hints from the title. Per the National Library of Medicine, Foil Ado refers to an identical and similar mental disorder affecting two or more individuals, which could very much in line with the Joker and Harley's dysfunctional relationship. I saw the trailer. I like it. Am I excited for it? Not quite. I'm going to still see it, but am I excited for it? Not quite. I don't know. It just didn't give me it didn't give me the chills like the first trailer did. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still going to see it. I'm going to see it regardless. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop into Thumb Life.
Wars are won by those that are willing to sacrifice everything.
Don't you dare say it!
Jackpot! Here's James. Oh my goodness, the slam!
If you know my moves, you know I'm gonna wreck you.
Cabimo? Ah, Chilu.
The best way to practice is by dueling. Duelists, take your marks.
Okay, you gamers, just hop into it. One piece of news pretty much here. This is about Star Wars Outlaws. Alongside an action-packed and story-filled trailer, Ubisoft has revealed that Star Wars Outlaws will be officially released on August 30th of 2024. Star Wars Outlaws, which is set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, puts players in the shoes of a scoundrel named Kay Vess during a golden age for the underworld. In the trailer, the golden age was proclaimed by the crime lord Silro of the Zerkut Betch Syndicate to the other groups like Pikes, Crimson Dawn, and Hutts. He continues by saying the Empire controls every corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit. It's an opportunity to make millions. Those who wish to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus or purchase the gold or ultimate edition of the game will be able to jump in 3 days early. There will also be a season pass which includes 2 DLCs, the Jabba's Gambit exclusive mentioned at launch, and the Kessler Run character pack costume pack. The season pass is included in the gold edition and the ultimate edition. Alright, so that's the release date. You know, we got 3 versions. You got the standard, gold, and unlimited. And if you get those or Ubisoft Plus, you got 3 days early. I can't wait to play this game personally. I mean, like I said, you know, The lead character's name's Kay. That's my wifey. You know, there's a sub character named Nix. Yeah, I know your boy. I'm gonna play this off GP. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait to play this one. So that's all I got there for Thumb Life. Let's go ahead and mark out.
Acknowledge me.
But girl,
Do you want to know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard?
Tony?
Yeah.
Cut the shit.
Titty slap!
What everybody saying? Yeah.
All right, you marks, let's hop into it. Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley, man. Now, when Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins lost their respective championships at WrestleMania 40 this past weekend, well, 2 weekends ago, it marked the first time since January of 2020 that all 3 members of The Shield weren't holding the title. Well, that lasted 5 days as Jon Moxley became the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Now, this happened at New Japan's Windy City Riot event in Chicago. Mox had already been booked to face former champion Tetsu Naito at the event, but was originally booked as a non-title bout. However, Naito managed to retain his belt in matches against Sanada and Yota Tsuji in recent months, leading to the Mox challenge Naito to put the championship on the line for their scheduled bout. Naito accepted the challenge, but he might have wished that he hadn't, as Moxley was motivated and ready to fight for his life in order to become champion. Man, Jon Moxley, man. Listen, I said to a friend the other day, and he didn't really agree with me, but listen, when it comes to that GOAT conversation, it's time to start including Mox, man. It's time to start including Mox. I mean, this man has been U.S. and now World Heavyweight IWGP champion. He's been Intercontinental, Tag Team, and WWE champion WWE, and he's held gold in AEW, I think 3 times? A 3-time AEW champion? Maybe twice. I know he's been twice. But I mean, come on, man. The dude has done a lot in this industry. It's time to include him in the conversation, at least for the accolades alone. All right, sadder news here. Former champion from WWE, Big E, has provided a bittersweet update on his recovery from a broken neck. The powerhouse of positivity sustained a neck injury during the March 12th episode of SmackDown back in 2022 when he and Kofi Kingston faced Ridge Holland and Sheamus in a tag team match. An attempted overhead belly-to-belly suplex on the floor left Holland and Big E went horribly awry, dumping him on his head and breaking his neck. Big E has continued to provide updates on his health since then, with the latest coming in light of his 2-year neck scan. Fortunately, he noted that he is living pain-free happily and for the most part healthy. Unfortunately, he has yet to be medically cleared to wrestle and warned that it may never happen. This is a tweet that he has on Twitter. Hey y'all, 2-year neck scans are in. Things are unchanged. My C1 has healed fibrously, but has not formed new bone. I'm not medically cleared, and truthfully, I may never be cleared. But I'm blessed to be free of pain, immensely happy, and otherwise healthy. Life is good. This is sad. This is really, really sad. I mean, Big E was one of the best, in that ring, man. He brought such joy with him in the New Day. I loved watching him in his matches. It's just sad that he's not going to be in that ring again, man. At least not in WWE. You know what I'm saying? I know people who say who don't get clear in WWE and they go somewhere else and they're, hey, you can wrestle here. But anyways, moving on to probably the biggest and worst news of the week in wrestling. On April 6th, AEW announced its executive vice presidents and tag team wrestlers Matt and Nick Jackson would present backstage footage of its all-in pay-per-view at Wembley Stadium. While a majority of the fans assumed the Bucks were kind of swerving us, y'all, it actually fucking happened. They aired it on this past week's episode of Dynamite. It was horrible, y'all. Look, let's go ahead and get the obvious out of the way. After the reviewing of the footage, CM Punk was at fault. He started the confrontation. Now, after his behavior in previous confirmations that he had an media scrum and all out, Tony Khan was definitely justified in firing him. Now, initially, my thoughts were, why? Like, after 8 months and immediately after WrestleMania, why now? But, I did my homework and, getting questions answered, I realized a firm stance that I have in the world of professional wrestling now. And that is that my heart will almost always side with talent. Now, considering Punk's words on that podcast that he did, at the MMA hour, he definitely triggered Tony, Matt, and Nick. AEW's response to air that shoot footage as work, it's almost year-old footage, man, and it just makes y'all look petty. The harvest didn't produce the fruit y'all thought it would. It was a brick. Tony Khan, man, you were punching down. But I mean, let's look at it another way. The very next segment on that show, while Triple H was on the Pat McAfee show, he had some things to say about, certain wrestlers who couldn't handle the grind. And then, my man Will Ospreay came out there and, pretty much told him like, hey, I can handle the grind. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I can't do it. I do my thing here. And so Will was defending himself. Triple H, you were punching down on that man. I just think it's kind of strange, man. Like, listen, like this has really, I think, set back AEW. And it's sad. It's sad. People are now calling, with AEW, with WWE now being in their Triple H era, people are now saying AEW is now in their WCW era. And as much great as WCW was, when you think of WCW, you just think about that fall, man. The way it went down. I hate to see it. I really do hate to see it, but they got to get it together, man. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to follow this podcast. Please be sure to subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. Check out the YouTube channel. Live to play, play to win, win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?